afternoon, everyone. It's Gina Bulow coming to you from Fond du Lac, Wisconsin, and happy Friday. It is Friday, November 14th, and it is a beautiful day here in Wisconsin. It's like, I don't know, I think it's like 60s out today. So I hope those of you who are local have had the chance to go on outside and enjoy all of the beautiful weather. I'm just checking on my phone to see where you guys are at. I had a little bit of difficulties. Here we go. Getting on. Things looked a little different, but we're here. Hello, Jean. So welcome. Happy Friday. When you guys pop on, say hello. Tell me where you're coming from. I have lots to share with you guys today. I have a lot of upcoming classes. I kind of jam-packed November with a lot of Christmas classes, and I've got one class like the beginning of December, and everything else I moved towards right after the holidays. So lots happening, and I've got lots to show you. So I'm going to get started because we're going to be here a while. This is our scrapbook workshop class. We are using Keeping Traditions. So we're doing 6 alternative pages and 5 cards. These kits are available. This is a product-based class. So this class, you have to place a $70 order with me before shipping and tax. And when you place that order, you need to either include the kit, so the Keeping Traditions workshop kit, or if you have the kit already, it's $70 of whatever you want. And once you do that, you'll get your kit in the mail from Stampin' Up, and then I will send you a bonus kit. So in the bonus kit, I include extra die cuts, some mats, ribbons, gems, extra pieces to complete the kits for the alternatives we did, plus all of the things to complete the cards. So we make 5 cards also with whatever is left over from the kit. So hello, Gail. Hello, Cindy. Cindy has joined my team recently, so I'm so happy to have you on my team, Cindy. Welcome. So what do I have coming up for you guys? I have a lot. What I'm very excited about is I'm kind of launching this new thing called the Winter Creative. Well, this one's called Winter, but Creative Surprise Box is basically a thing. And I hope to keep doing this a couple times a year. So what you're going to get with this is you're going to make 10 projects. Some are cards, and some are going to be mixed with 3D items, and they're going to be filled with some goodies. So this is my first time doing this. The theme is winter, so we chose snowflakes, and I'm going to flip the camera over. So some of you know I've sent some emails out recently detailing my classes and things like that. So in the email, I sent this flyer out. So the cost is $89 plus shipping. Hello, Karen. With that $89, you're going to get the Peaceful Garden DSP. You're going to get a full pack of that. Then there's also a glimmer paper that has Secret Sea, a blue shade. I'm not sure what blue shade that is. And then one that looks like cloud cover or kind of more silvery. So that there's a 3-pack of glimmer paper, and that glimmer paper, you're going to get half a pack of that. You're going to get a full roll of the Secret Sea ribbon. You're going to get a package of rhinestones, and there's going to be maybe a little miscellaneous other ribbon just to finish it off, plus cardstock to complete all the projects. So you'll have to cut your DSP for all of this, but I will have all the cardstock cut for you, and you'll get a tutorial, and we'll do a video. I'll do a video, and that video will be for those who purchase the kit. I have to determine the date of that yet, but I want to make sure that you guys have your kits before I do them. And we're looking at shipping around the first week of December. Those of you who don't want combined shipping, I can ship yours a little bit earlier, closer to the 1st of December. Those who want combined shipping, I believe Christine's shipping date is the 5th of December. So we'll do that then. And based on how you're doing, whether you're doing combined shipping or individual shipping, will depend on what your shipping cost is. So Christina and I will figure that out soon when she gets back, and we'll go from there. So I am taking orders through Monday, and from then on I'm gonna order the kits to make everything, and hopefully have everything done by Thanksgiving or right around Thanksgiving, and get these ready to ship. So that is my goal. So if you guys are interested, you can email me. My contact information is here, guys. You can find me on Facebook at Glitter and Ink with Gina. You can email me at ginaalbulo@gmail.com, and my phone number is 920-251-3618. So that is where you guys can find me, and that's where one of those places you can choose to RSVP for this. But I'm going to give you a sneak peek. So the part of the surprise is I'm only showing you half of the projects. So half of the projects include these 5 cards, and aren't they gorgeous? Ooh. So all featuring snowflakes. So we're going with that theme. And you're going to get a calendar and then 5 other surprises for you. So I'm really looking forward to this, and so excited for you guys to get this. So mark your calendars. Okay, the next thing I have for you is I still have kits available for my technique class this month. This was all about gift cards, and I love to do a gift card class or money holder class, whatever you want to call it, for the holidays, because I do a lot of gift cards and money. I've got lots of teenagers now, so they all want money and gift cards, but I like to put it in a little fun way, and I'll give them this with a little bit of candy. So you get to make these 4 projects, and each one has a little pocket where you could put some money or a gift card. This one, actually, you take and you slide the gift card in here, and then you use the ribbon to pull it out. This one was kind of fun. And then there's this slot right here that you can put your gift card in. And this one goes in like this, and it has this little pocket right here for your gift cards. So these kits are available yet to order. I also have Morning Create, which is next Monday. Next Monday, it'll be in person and live. So in person, or I should say, I'll be live at 9 o'clock, and I'll be in person around 10:30. So here are our 3, oops, I got a glue dot that was stuck. 3 cards that we'll be doing on Monday. And these kits are available to order. Melanie, I'm glad I see you on here. Nope, she's not home yet. She comes back on Sunday. But if you could message me your info, because you were a prize winner last month, so I need your address in order to send you your goodies. So if you could do that, I would appreciate it. And then this weekend, this Sunday, and I have room both in person, and I will be doing this class online next week, Wednesday, card buffet. So it's a great chance to finish up your holiday cards for the season. So you're going to make, so those of you who order to-go kits, you get all 6 cards. Okay, and it's 32. Those of you who are in person, you get a different option. You get the buffet portion, I should say. And what you get to do, hello Carmen, is pick which cards you want to make. So if you want to make 2 of these cards and 2 of these, that's what you can do. You can make just these 3 here. You can make any combination you want. It's up to you. So I do have room for my class on Sunday at 11 o'clock in person. So let me know if you want to attend. And like I said, to-go kits are available, and we'll be doing this class live on Wednesday. So you guys will see a lot of me over the next week or so. Oops. All right, so I'm going to clean up my mess here. And we're going to get stamping. So how is everybody feeling? I feel like the holidays are kind of sneaking up all of a sudden, like we're 2 weeks to Thanksgiving here. Black Friday is around the corner. Are we feeling ready for the holidays? I hope so, because that's what we're all about today. We're talking about scrapping those memories and putting them on paper. So here are a quick glimpse at what we are making today. Let's see, so these are the first 2 pages. We'll be doing these 2. These 2. So we got 6 layouts, and then I got 5 cards to show you. Now, one other thing that you guys will notice is on the sticker sheet, you have all of these stickers here that have like 1, 2, 3, you know, 1 through 24. I did not use them in the kit. I thought that I would leave that up to you guys as far as how you want to use them, whether you want to put them on a photo, whether you just want to add them to your page. I feel like I didn't want to put them on my pages yet because I don't know what photos I'm going to put there. So like if we decorated our tree on the 1st, I want to put it, you know, maybe that sticker there. So I did not use these, but feel free to use them. And like I said, there's always extras left over. So there's so much more that you can do. There'll be leftovers for you guys to make more pages if you want, more cards if you want, lots of stuff left over. So let's get stamping. Okay. So my first page is going to be, we'll see what I pull out first, right? And then I also pulled in the Traditions of Christmas. There's a label set and this set. So, okay, I want to talk about this set just for a few minutes, is Keeping Traditions. This is part of kind of like a scrapbook stamp set, but it really is great for cards. There's lots of great sentiments on here. So don't like scratch this off your list and go, oh, that's part of scrapbooking. This is a really great set for making cards. So we got Holly Jolly here, Make Merry Joy. I love this little stamp. You'll see us use that in one of the pages. You got Christmas Cheer, Tradition, Celebrate, Fa La 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 we're going to use. So really great stamp set to use with this kit. So this is traditional labels. This has all the words, and then there's some really pretty labels that coordinate with it. And then I don't have the dies here, but the dies have some pines and some hollies and things like that in it. And we use those in this kit too to coordinate. So let's see how organized I could stay here. I have everything cut and kind of set out here, so hopefully I don't make a hot mess here on the table. And as always, Stampin' Up! Sends directions on how to make the kit the way that they've provided, but I like to take it apart and do something a little bit different to give you guys options. Now, the ribbon that we're including with this kit is, you're going to see a lot of this real red. It's super, super pretty, and it has a really pretty shimmer effect to it. And then I believe I did use this on one part. This is the mossy and gold. Oh, so, so pretty. Now, I did not put any gems on any of my projects because, unfortunately, right now, these gems are on back order. I think they're on back order till the 24th is what I think I last saw. So I'm not using any of my gems right now to make sure that I get these out to you guys, because I can always go back and print them on my page. So, but these are the coordinating gems that we're using for this kit. Carmen, this is a $70 order to get the workshop, okay? So that's what we're using, and it comes, and I really like this kit because it comes with traditional colors, but it also comes with non-traditional by throwing in the Secret C. So I really love this Secret Sea color. You guys know me. I like color, and I just love that they threw, you know, I don't like black and white per se as far as Christmas goes, but what they've done with the Secret Sea where it has that hint of blue is just so pretty. So I'm looking for my DSP here. Here we go. So here are two of my sheets. We're going to start with this. And we'll see what else I need in a moment. So these are two of the sheets that come in the kit. They've got this pretty like smoky slate floral pattern on it, and then with the Secret Sea border going around it. Oh, things are falling, guys. Here we go. All right, so I need, for this page here, we have a bunch of strips here of DSP. So I picked 3 of the patterns that I liked, and I wanted to make sure I brought in some Pool Party. So there is a piece of Pool Party 2-tone paper in your kit. So I cut these strips. We need, I'm doing a 5x7 photo with this one. And we're gonna add that little stamp set, or that stamped postage stamp right here. You're gonna need a leaf with this one and another leaf. So I've got one of each color here. Oh, I didn't take my, so in every kit, they always include a sticker sheet and a sheet of die cuts. Or 2 sheets of die cuts we have. So for this one, I need this large floral piece here. We're going to use this leaf. And there is a pink, the smaller pink floral piece. And then here is the whole sticker sheet for this kit. So this is all stickers on this one. All right. Oops. I don't want to lose my berries. Hi, Roslyn. Welcome. I need about an 8-foot counter when I do this class. Does anybody else? I love counter space. I love open counter space. And when I am scrapbooking, I like to have space so I can lay everything out. Okay, so we're gonna do some stamping first. And first we're gonna stamp that little image of our postage stamp on our piece of Pool Party here in real red. Okay, I can't see my color, so I need to flip things around. There we go. So I've got December on here. And then we're gonna bring in 25. And there we go. We've made our cute little postage stamp. So how are you guys liking these workshop classes? I'm just curious how you guys are liking the workshops in general. Do you like that Stampin' Up! Is providing this as a kit like this, or and having all these dies and stuff for you guys to use? Or are you liking seeing cards with this? What are you guys liking and not liking? I know some of you are scrapbookers, some of you are card makers. Okay, so, oh, we also need la 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 la. Does anyone want to complete my song? La la la. I won't sing for you guys. I won't torture you that way. Now, my pool party here, I'm gonna bring in. Who's watched their first Christmas movies? Anyone? I think I watched my first one on Halloween. I think I posted that on Facebook. I had a good cup of hot cocoa and a Christmas movie on, and I was stamping away, and my husband was at work, my kids were at school. Life was good. Okay, so you could do this with Pool Party, or you could do it with Versamark. And you know what? Chris has Versamark, and I just want to show you guys the difference between using Versamark and an ink pad. And this is on the two-tone paper. I've got the light side up here. You will get a lighter version of this using Versamark ink versus the ink pad, but they give a cool effect. And I am just going to stamp fa la 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 all over and I can't see it very much, maybe because this color is light, so I'm gonna go, you can see it but not very much. Now if I use Versamark on a darker color, here, let's use the back of this, I think you would see it more. There, I think you see it more. See how Versamark looks on your paper like that? So I'm gonna go back and use Pool Party, but this way you guys have an idea of what Versamark would look like stamping on your paper. I thought it would show it more on the Pool Party, but I like the stamped look a little bit better. So back to Pool Party. And you can use the light side, you can use the dark side, whichever side you want of your paper. Now you are going to be covering up a good portion of this strip, so don't worry about necessarily filling in all of this. But I'm doing it anyways. I just start going and then I didn't stop. So like I said, I'm just doing this randomly. There's no rhyme or reason as to how I'm doing it on here. Just kind of going back and forth, making strips of it. Okay, I think that's all the stamping we have. So now, we're going to take our strips, and you could put them on here straight if you want to. I'm not going to put these on here straight. And I like the red next to the pool party. And what I'm going to do is just kind of offset these a little bit. Then you don't have to worry if they're completely lined up perfect or not. So something like that. And we're going to put this a little bit more in the center though. There we go. So something like that we're doing. And you want to make sure that our flower piece here is going to fit on your page in the corner. That looks good. Cindy, I wouldn't suggest adding water to Versamark. Versamark has a sticky tackiness to it, and you want that stickiness to stay there because when you use embossing powder, you want the powder to stick, and that will dilute the strength of your Versamark, and it probably won't stick. The powder probably won't stick as well if you add water to it. If you were using your Versamark as even just as an ink pad, just remember if you're adding water to it, that could change how it absorbs into your paper also. So I wouldn't suggest adding water to it. And you can use whatever patterns you want. I went with kind of the, I guess, a little bit softer. And because we had the floral back here, I didn't want the floral print per se on this side. And because we were putting flowers on here, that's why I went more with the I guess you would say monotone. I don't know if you guys saw. So we have a DSP pack also of this, and it has gold foil in it, and that was just restocked, I believe, this week. That was on back order also. So probably my favorite paper in the whole catalog right now. And then we're going to add our 5x7 for our photo. And that's gonna be roughly centered. On here. Okay. Hello, Polly. Welcome. Okay, so now we have our large floral piece that's going to go in the corner here, and then we're going to add a leaf here and a leaf here. But before we add this leaf, we're actually going to take the bottom two leaves off. We're going to cut them off. Like that. We're just going to cut it apart a little bit. I want these two pieces are going to go on the top with our flower up there. Okay. Wink of Stella. We'll see how good my Wink of Stella is. Every once in a while, it just like comes to life again, and I keep thinking I'm gonna add some alcohol in it to make it last, and then all of a sudden I'm like, oh, it's all good. It's nice and sparkly. So I haven't had to do that yet, so we'll see how far I get with my Wink of Stella today. As you guys know, I like to Stella everything and pop up everything. So, and we always talk about this every time we do a scrapbook page. A lot of people think that it is pointless to add dimension to a scrapbook because you're putting it in a book and it's going to fold, but you would be amazed at how much of that dimension you actually pick up, even though it's flat in a book. And I'm not going to press this firmly down because I'm just going to tuck in my leaves. And so these are the leaves from the Christmas Tradition set. Anyone have any big plans this weekend? So you can tuck that one in there. So we have one Christmas tree up. It's not decorated. The lights got on after some men in my house grumbled and, Mom, why are we putting the tree up? It's too early. We haven't eaten the bird yet. And I said, look, here's the deal. We have lots coming up. We're busy like every weekend in December. And we had last weekend, we had Sunday available. We have this weekend, I should say Saturday, because I have class all day on Sunday. And then we have the weekend after Thanksgiving to get the house decorated for Christmas. So we're getting it up now. And I just put my, oh, there we go. So he begrudged it and he didn't want to do it, but we finally got him to do it. And we got the lights on. No ornaments or anything like that, but the lights on. Okay, now, so hopefully we can get that tree all decorated. We have this sticker here, the most wonderful time of the year. I'm gonna pop that up. Now, one tip I can give you guys that I do when I am designing and I don't know kind of where I want things, but you got these stickers here, right? So what I end up doing is taking a piece of paper, just something that, a scrap or whatever, and I will cover the back of my thing like this, and I'll cover the whole back. So that's what I originally did with my original page there. And I'll cover the whole back like this. That way I can take that sticker and move it around on a page while I am kind of designing and figuring out where I want to put things. So that's what I do with the sticker sheets. I end up taking the stickers, or at least the stickers that I know for sure I want to use. I cover them all with the back of some paper and then go from there. Okay, so we're gonna go up there, and then this guy gets tucked in here like that. We're gonna pop up our flower. And then these two little leaves that we cut off of that other one, we're just gonna add those like that. Now the funny thing is about my son griping and stuff, he wanted his friends over this weekend, and he's like, Mom, can I have my friends over? And I'm like, no, we're gonna do Christmas trees, and that's a family thing. And he goes, Mom, my friends can come over and help with the tree. He goes, only putting the ornaments on the tree is the traditional part. And I said, so you're gonna take, so we have a 12-foot tree. And I said, so you're gonna put up the 12-foot tree and put lights on it, you and your buddies? And he said, yes, so I'll let you guys know if that really happens or not. So here is our first page. Of course, add some gems on there to make it sparkle. So here I've got gems on mine. Just place them randomly wherever you want one. I've got one in the center of my flower here, and then just randomly kind of around my two corners here. So that's page number 1. Page number 2, you need that other piece of DSP, like that. And we're going to use another floral die cut. This one here, we're going to use Christmas Joy and Remember When. And then there are also these border pieces right here. We're going to use the Secret Sea border. I have a piece of DSP cut already. And how can you lose something that's right in front of you, right? It's right here, it's hiding. So you have this pink piece here. Except I don't think I cut that the right size. That's okay, we'll figure it out. It looks smaller. It is smaller by like a whole inch. We're gonna make it work. We're gonna go with it. So you have 2 4x6 mats. You have your pink piece here, your journal, your sentiment, your floral. And this is where we use that mossy, beautiful mossy ribbon and make a double bow. Now the nice thing about this mossy is you can kind of, I don't know if you guys can see it in the light here, kind of like you get 2 different shades out of this. So one side it's more mossy with some of the gold coming through, but then if you flip it over, it's more gold on the other side with a little bit of mossy coming through. So really, really pretty. I'm trying to get my end piece here to both be the same color here. So I'm just moving my ends around. That's the nice thing about having a bow maker, is you can kind of make things work a little bit easier sometimes. Finagle them. So then we're going to just kind of spread our bow apart like that. ends. Okay, now on here, to make the banner part that I did, let's see. So what I did is I went a 1/2 inch down on here, and then did a 1/2 inch in up at the top. So I'm going to do a 1/2 inch on this side, and I'm just putting little dots right here, and a 1/2 inch there. Bring our trimmer in. And where your dots are, so I got my 2 dots, one here and one here, you're gonna put them in your track here. And cut like that. And do the same on the other side. And then I just need to do a little bit of erasing, like that. And then I'm actually gonna go up. So this measures at 2. I'm gonna go up a little bit there in the middle. So at 1 inch, you'll have to adjust that when you get your larger piece. And we're just going to take and banner our ends from the corner. There we go. So that's how I made that piece. So we're going to adhere this on. This is going to go off more to the right side, leaving about 1 inch. And then I can't remember. Yep, that's what I did. So part of this is going to get hidden. So we're going to cut a little bit of this off right here, the last couple humps here. And this is going to meet up here. And I want to make sure this goes all the way to the top. And I just want to make sure that this meets up to here and that we've got this all covered down here. So this will butt right up to the edge here of our secret C. And sometimes when I'm doing this, when I'm stamping, I like to, especially scrapbooking, because it's such a large surface, I will actually hold my page up to make sure that it's straight, or as straight as I can make it. There we go. So then this piece here, I'm going to pop up the banner ends here, and I'm going to pop up here. And of course you'd want to do any journaling beforehand. So that'll go up here. Our bow will go on the top. So that'll go right there. Had a glue dot stuck. So that's going to get popped up. Our floral image will get popped up. And you can always include dimensional backing as a gift. I found one last night on my shoulder. I don't know how it got on my shoulder, but it did. Okay, so before I put those on, oh, I was supposed to do this first. So my pink should be over a little bit further. So I'm going to take this off. Luckily, I've only got glue dots here. I forgot to check that. Okay, these are smaller than what I thought. This is what happens when you take your stuff to work to prep and you don't have the measurements written down, so you guess what they are. And you hope for the best. We've had concerts after concert. We've had 5 concerts in the last less than 2 weeks here. And so I was not able, after work, to prep last night. I prepped a little bit once we got home from the concert, but not enough. And so I took stuff at work and was working on it at work a little bit today. So that would be why these were not lining up. Okay, now we can slide these down a little bit. We could put that pink one back over. Well, let me see. Here we go. I'm gonna move it over a little bit. And I'm going to flip it around up here to make sure that I'm getting it straight on the top. Okay. That was a lot of work there. Are you guys able to follow, I hope? Okay. I'm going to pop these up. Yes, so you definitely go through dimensionals, but a little tip I can give you if you want, you could buy the fun foam at your local craft store, and you could use fun foam, cut a piece of fun foam and use that as your dimensional for large pieces like this. Okay, so we're going to bring this one here and this one here. So I want to make sure that I leave a little bit of this showing up, and then it butts right up to the bottom of our border here. This goes in the center. Remember when. I feel that I do that now with my children, that I've entered the era of, you know, when I was growing up and my dad and my aunt would tell us stories, and we always went camping together. My aunt and my two cousins would come with us, and so the parents would sleep in the RV, and us kids would sleep outside in a tent. But she would come out and she would tell us bedtime stories. And it was always the bedtime stories of when I was growing up. And our favorite one, probably to this day, will always be they walked uphill, downhill, just to come home for lunch at school, from school, just to have a warm meal, and then only to have to walk back. And, you know, you're like, whoa, that was crazy. They could touch the power lines. There was so much snow. She would go on, and of course we were like, nuh-uh, that's not true. And well, we found out as we got older that it was not true, because we found out where they lived, you know. And we're like, there's no hills here, and you only lived a few blocks from school. So, but she would laugh her little heart out telling us these stories, and so those are the memories. So here we go. Make sure you fill in your journaling piece before you put it on, and don't forget to add all those pretty little sequins. So this is page number 2 completed. Our next set of pages will be, I think we'll do the ones that have these. So for this one, you will need this larger piece of DSP. We have a large piece of Secret C. This is the two-tone Secret C. So all the dimensions for everything will be on the tutorial. This is going to go here. We're going to have a 4x6 photo here. Then we're going to use 2 of these scalloped pieces on this page. This journal page. The larger pink flower. And we have these almost look like cloud cover poinsettias right here. Oh, the bow. Got a pretty bow right here. I'll save that for later. I think that's on the next page. And then we have 2 stickers that we're going to use. So we're going to use this Christmas one, and we're going to tuck in traditions down here. Okay, so we're going to put our Secret C in the middle after, I forgot. So we've got these border stickers here. So we're going to use the stripes. Oh, I have the wrong papers here. We need the white paper for this. That would have been very sad. So in your kit you have white cardstock. I'm glad I grabbed the strips and didn't glue. There we go. I had it in my hand, but I grabbed the other one instead. So, we're pivoting, guys. White paper, not the DSP. So these are just little 1/2-inch strips. Can lay these across the bottom and the top. Like that. And grab this other one. There we go. So like that. Now you can grab your secret seat. Pick which side you want, whether you want the dark side or the light side. I think I'm going to go with the light side. Nice to have options, right? I always like options. That's going to go there. This will go about here, leaving a little more space on the top than on the bottom, and before this is completely glued down. Yep, that's about what I want. So we're going to do that, and then we're going to glue these two together. So I'm just going to put a little strip on the top of my green, and then this is going to overlap on the top. Like that. And this will go under our photo. And just make sure you're laying it down even on both sides there. This piece is from your two-tone cardstock. And I'm going to leave that butted up next to these scallop pieces so you can see more of the floral DSP on the top. And then this is going to go here in the corner. So just make sure that it stays on your page. And then I'm going to put the floral piece on top. And then you'll have 2 holly leaves that you can tuck in right about in through here somewhere. The side where I want them. I think right there works. So I'm popping up the tops a little bit and then I'll glue the other end down. So no big plans for anyone this weekend. My goal is to have both trees up. Oh, I'm gonna glue it to my shirt, look at that. You went down a little bit further. So there we go. I'm not loving it. There, that's a little bit better. Okay, I'm gonna stop playing with that before I wreck my page completely. Okay, now you need Christmas. And of course, popping it up. I pop everything up, so it's completely up to you what you want to do with your pages. So this is gonna go partially on the Secret C, so it kind of lines up. The arrows on the ends here are just below. I want to see a little bit of white up through here. And then we're going to put some dimensions on the bow. Oops, that one came right off with my thumb. And just like that, it's dark outside already. It's only 5 o'clock and it's dark out already. Okay, so this is gonna go off in the corner. And then that light blue flower. You guys, I found a piece I forgot to add. I don't know where I put that light blue flower. It ran away. I don't know where it is. I got a red flower here, but I want the blue one. Let's see, I will pull the other one off and hopefully it will magically appear. Oh, right here. It's in my little tray here. So I'll put this in the middle of my bow. Like that. And we're going to bring in that tradition sticker. And that's going to go over here. So it's almost like it's centered with this. And then you just finish up with some sparkle. And I'm gonna bring our very first page in, this page here. So this is where this first piece that we stamped, this little postage stamp, I got them all stamped, I got it all ready, and then I didn't even put them on the page. So he gets tucked in like that. Okay, so back to page 3, finish up with sequins, you're good to go. So pull in your other white piece of cardstock. Okay. So you're gonna have basically a half a sheet of DSP. So we're gonna glue this on right away. All right, so now that that's on, we need 2 of our scallop strips again. So we got a red one, a green one. Dun, 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 dun. A large floral. So this piece right here, and then you'll have 2 of these blue pieces. And after you're done cutting your DSP, one of the scraps that you will have in there is this piece right here. So you'll need this. Okay, so just like we did on the other page, we're gonna glue the red scallop on top of the green. And then this gets butted up. To our DSP. Oh, but I forgot. This is what I forgot to do. I checked it on the other one, but not on this one. But you're just going to take and cut a portion of this in half. I didn't cut this one quite in half, but you would cut it in half. And then 1/2 goes down here because this isn't quite long enough for the whole 12 inches, but we're going to cover up a portion of this with our photo mats. So before you glue that down, glue them together, cut them in half, and then you can place them on your page. And then you're going to bring your mats in, and they're going to go in the center. And you just want to make sure that when you put these up that you don't put them up too high, because you've got this large floral piece that is going to go up on top, okay? So I think these are laid out pretty good. So, and once again, this is your 2-tone paper. I didn't use a lot of it in this kit, so I did use a couple of the pages here for photo mats. And if you don't want photo mats, you don't have to do photo mats. I like to have a colorful border around my photos, so I like to do mats. And this wasn't quite centered, so I'm sliding it over or tearing it up and then laying it back down. Good thing I had some wiggle room yet, right? Okay, so those are on there. Time to add your large floral piece. Somewhere around here. Here's the other. I'm like, I have another sheet of dimensions. So I think we should have a little vacuum hose that comes from the ceiling and just comes and sucks up all these little dimensionals. And I'm not going to push this down. I'm just laying it on the center because I want to tuck in those leaves. I forgot to stella up my leaves on my last page. How awful. And then as you guys have seen, I just kind of pop up the top of my leaves and then I glue the rest down. Anyone making any handmade gifts for the holidays? My daughter would like to make, I've got a lot of teenage girls, so I thought it would be fun. We had talked about doing like baking homemade sugar scrubs and things like that for the holidays. So I think we're going to try our hand at that. Okay. So the tips go slightly over your mats here. Like that. And then this piece here, what you're going to do is you're going to cut up the center. You're going to banner this. And I don't want to cut a lot off necessarily. I'm actually going to flip this over because it's actually a little bit easier for me to see where I placed that cut. So kind of guess where that center part is, and then just go over from end to end. I should say end to the middle. Oh, someone's enjoying their motorcycle tonight. One last maybe fall drive for the season. Okay, so what I did here is I took a little bit of this ribbon here, and I'm taking 2 sections of it. And what we're gonna do is lay 1 strip on the lower half and 1 strip on the upper half. So put a piece of tear tape on each end. Like so. Oops. I shredded that a little bit. Okay, and then this one, so it's like we're making another banner, but we're making it out of ribbon. So see how my ends line up like this? Okay. There we go. Ooh. I'm throwing my scissors around. All right, pop this up. And this is gonna go down here, about like that. And then there is a sticker called The Best Time of the Year. And that you're just gonna lay over the center of this. Like that. Isn't that pretty? And then just finish it up with some sequins. You could do a little bit of journaling if you wanted to. You also have, they have little arrows and things that are going to be left over in the kit. You could go through and add those on any of these. Okay, now time for these pieces here, finally. So this one just uses a sticker with it, and then out of your two-tone paper, you are going to cut a bunch of squares. So out of the Cherry Cobbler two-tone paper, you're going to cut out 8 squares. And you're going to have 1 DSP. We're going to have, here's our pines. So we've got a mossy meadow pine and 2 of the holly leaves. And you're going to have this label here. I'm going to Stella everything up because everything's better with a little bit of Stella. Okay, so that's all Stellaed up, ready to get put on. And we're going to lay these out So I'm pretty much going with the second line here. There's the notebook kind of look to it, the little dotted lines. I'm going to line them up with that line there roughly. For 2 there, and then the same thing on the bottom. I'm going to line it up for 1 full line, and then on that next line is where I'm going to line those up. It's kind of nice that you can use those lines as your guides. So we're going to line up like that. Miss Mary is in the house. Hello, Miss Mary. How are things? So space those out evenly. The best you can, right? All right, we're gonna glue these down. Now you can choose dark side, light side. Almost like doing like your DSP samplers. For those of you that do those, that's kind of what we're doing here almost. How much did you miss? Well, we are on our final pages. We got 2 pages to finish, so this is page number 5, and then we've got our cards to do. So you still got lots to join in on, Miss Mary. And I'm going to flip this around. Once again, using that line as my guide. It's much easier to line things up when you've got lines versus guessing. Nothing is worse is when everything looks square and then you pull it up and it doesn't look square. Not that this will be perfect, but okay, so now I'm going to look at my lines here and see how I can even this out over here. So this kind of gets nestled in between some lines here. So you're almost going to see 2 full lines in between. There, and then we have a DSP one that we're putting in the center. So then that goes there. Okay, so we have our things lined up. They look pretty good in the camera here, so yay. Okay, first thing we're gonna do is grab our circle. So our circle is a sticker. And it says, "Oh, what fun." I'll let you guys finish the song. You just don't want to hear me sing. Okay, you're going to weave this back and forth. Now, this is completely up to you. Kind of like the green ribbon. It looks different on one side from the other. So one side with this red is a little bit shinier, and the other side is a little bit more matte. So what I do is I kind of finagle things around a little bit. And this will go across like this. So everything's normal right now. But now, this is where I will tuck this. So I'm taking this piece right here and I'm tucking it under so that I can have the shiny side showing and not the matte side. Okay, so I kind of changed it up just a little bit. I'm going to angle that there. And since that's popped up like that, I'm going to put a piece of tear tape over the top of it. Okay. Then this label here, going to get cut in half. And then this, oh, I did it like this. It's going to go, I'm going to put dimensionals on the back of these. I just can't stop popping up. Who's got Christmas pictures to lay in the scrapbook already? I know I do. I've got plenty of pictures. So this is going to get lined up in the center with your point next to your red square here. It's all nice and shimmery. Looks pretty good. All right, add some dimensionals to this. But we're actually going to cut part of, I forgot I cut part of this sucker off. I'm just going to take and snip off some. No measuring involved. We just do it like that, and we're going to put this down. Hello, Deb. Welcome. I hope everyone is enjoying their Friday evening. So this is going to go like this. We're going to add our dimensionals. And then we'll tuck in our holly leaves. So that's going to go in the center of our label. Like that. And then our two holly leaves will get tucked right in there. So this is a really great page to get lots of photos on. And we make 3 by 3, and I should have brought them along and I didn't. We make 3 by 3 flip-flaps. You could put flip-flaps on this if you need more photo space. Has anyone played with the flip-flaps in their scrapbook pages? Okay, so there's our holly. I got a little glue in the center there. So our holly leaves. So this page is done. Really simple and easy. Lots of squares, but it's going to be all about the photos that you put on here. Finish up with your sequins. Okay, and our final page. You need that other piece of the DSP that looks like the last one we used. And this one uses lots of squares. So we've got a bunch of squares in different DSP. Here's our little photo mats, and we have all of our DSP. Took a bunch of them. I think there's 14 here. We don't use the floral side. We use the solid red side. And then I have a few of the two-tone pool party here. We're gonna stamp on those, kind of like we did with that strip in the very beginning. So we're gonna use some holly leaves, but I'm actually only gonna use one of the holly leaves. Using our pool party. Wow, look at this mess I have going on. So I'm just inking up one leaf. You could ink up both, but this way I can place them more where I want them versus how they are on the stamp. They should have had a pool party DSP in this pack, but we're making our own, right? You could also, if you wanted to, you could cut your stamps apart. I don't like to do that because sometimes, I don't remember, this one doesn't in particular, but some of them that are attached together, that's how they line up with their die. So I don't tend to cut mine apart, but you could if you wanted just one holly leaf. And you could run this through an embossing folder too if you wanted to, or you could leave them plain, completely up to you. I just liked the idea of doing it this way. And this holly leaf does stamp up pretty easy. So there we go. Just a little bit of stamping on those pool party squares. All right, bring your sheet in. So we're just going to lay these out. So I've got, so I'm doing 2, 3, 4, 3, 2 is how I'm doing this. I'm just looking at my patterns here, trying to, you know, spread out the reds, spread out the blues, the greens, so that they're all not, you know, on top of each other. So that's what I did. It was just kind of a random thing. At first I was thinking of using these squares to make, you know, like a Christmas tree, and you could do like this, but it didn't work with how I wanted my photos. So then I ended up with this. Yes, Mary, you got this class, so you're good to go. Okay, so I'm going to start on this very first line up here, and these are kind of centered, or I'm hoping they're centered. And we're going to glue these all down. Hopefully that looks even. Does that look centered on my page? We're going with it. And then I use that as my guide then, working my way down. So this piece here, this is my middle piece. That's gonna go between these two pieces. So in between those two. I feel like I need some Christmas music on with this. I said, you guys don't want me to sing for you. Now, if Bella was here, she could sing a nice little tune for all of you, but I'll admit, they get their singing stuff from their dad. They don't get it from their mom. Miss Mary, what are you up to this weekend? Are you going to another stamp retreat somewhere? Mary is always on the go, and she is always headed to someplace cool. Well, it looks like I'm leaning a little bit more to my right on my page, but oh well. It's glued down. I can't do nothing about it. Okay, this one's gonna go in the center. That one. Oh, she's getting organized at home. Organizing your scrap room or the house? The scrap room. Don't get distracted by finding all sorts of goodies. Had to make sure I was putting the glue on the right side of this. Okay, so there are all my squares. That's the hardest part, laying out all of your squares. We have the deck the halls, the die that the die cut that we had already. So what we're gonna do is put a little ribbon on the end of that. And we're folding it over, just making a little loop. Well, I'm just throwing things. All of it, oh boy. She's on a mission. Okay, so we just got that little loop there on the end. And the reason why we're doing two pieces here is, well, we're saving we're saving ribbon, because like our paper, we like to hoard our ribbon too. We're stretching it out, we're making it go a little bit further. Okay, so this is going to get popped up then. And go in the middle of those top two squares. Okay, so just like this. Okay, we have our two photo mats. They are gonna go, one's gonna go up a little higher and one's gonna go a little bit lower. So something like that. Flip them over. I'm gonna pop them up. You can lay them flat. Mary, when you're done, do you want to come to my house and do my house? I got it started. Okay. So this one goes up here, like that. And I'm not wanting to cover up any of the tiles, so I'm just making sure a little bit of that color is peeking through wherever I place one. And like that. And then there's these little tabs in here. So I'm going to put one of these on my photo, and I'm going to put it in the middle. And I probably could have put this on before, but I didn't. I forgot. It's never ending for us crafters. Very, very true, Mary. The problem is I do the crafting and I don't do the housework. That's the other problem. Or I get behind on the housework because I'm too busy crafting. Anyone else have that problem? Okay, and then I just pop that up there. All right, so now what you're gonna need, we have two of these leaves, so one's gonna go on top, one's gonna go on the bottom. We got some more of our hollies, and then you're gonna have some little tiny berries in your kit. Style it up. Running low again. It's running out of juice. Okay. All right. So, like I've been doing on all the other pages, when we use this big leaf, I just pop it up a little bit, and then I glue down the bottom. Just adding dimension. You might have to pick up that corner just to get this in here. So that one's gonna go there. I love this leaf. I forget what set. Artful something, artistic something, had a leaf very similar to, it was a large leaf like this. And I use that leaf all the time. Just like that. Some hollies on. All right. Glue these on. We're on the home stretch here, guys. So we're going to tuck these in. Like that. And over here like this. So when you get your kits, just be aware there are these tiny little berries in here, and it'll be easy to lose them and things. So just be aware when you get the kits. So I'm just gonna, I dotted up some glue there. You've got 3 berries for each one. Oh, now they're all sticking to me. Okay. And again, 3 little dots over here. And then we will move on to our cards. So there we go. Oh, we got 2 more things to add. Sorry, I got actually 3. So you've got these stickers here. Gotta put these on yet. So this one will get tucked how did I do this? Like that. This one's going to get tucked on the bottom. I shouldn't say tucked. Should you have this kit at home? I don't know, Mary. Did you order this kit already? You just placed an order. I would assume you either have it at home already or in the most recent order you just got, or it's on its way. I forget what day you placed that order. Okay, and then this one is going to get tucked over here, and then we're going to add Making Merry. Miss Mary, this one's for you. We're making merry here. Mary always brings a little merry. And then this will go right here. And then a finish up with those beautiful sequins. Okay, so I'll bring in all of our pages real quick. So here's the pages. Let's see if I can show you guys side by side here. So that's those two. Here's this one and this one. And here we go. So here are our 6 alternative pages. Now, who's ready to make some cards? Okay, let's make some cards, right? I think I'm done with this. We'll clear up some space so I can make a bigger mess. All right, our cards. Da 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 da. Which one will I pull out first? Okay, I used a lot of pool party bases on those cards. Oh, this one. I love this one because we really get to show off the DSP in this set. So, burnish our edges here. So we've got all of our layers here. So you've got a strip of this DSP that you're going to cut along with some Secret C. So you're going to cut these pieces on your own using your kit. Okay, we got the floral DSP. I should say the colorful floral. We have tone on tone kind of over here with the red. Okay, so there we go. Now our card, we're going to layer this up with this larger piece first. And this will go in the center. Oops, hold on, I want to slide my red over if I can a little. There we go. Okay, and then this panel fits going this way. Man, I've got all sorts of stuff stuck to my glue today. Ribbon, dimensionals. Okay, so this is gonna go in the middle. And this will meet top and bottom, so it's goes all the way across. Like that. And then this is gonna go on the opposite direction. So just like your first panel does. Okay, and then just make sure your flowers and your leaves are going the way you want them to when you cut this. Okay. Then, oops, I forgot a step, you guys. Ribbon. We got this beautiful ribbon here. So I just have a little bit of it just going across. You don't see much of it, but enough of it that it adds a little shimmer. So that's going across the middle here. All right. This guy gets popped up. Everything gets popped up because you guys know why. I love to pop it up. As Chris always says, once you pop, you can't stop. Okay. So this is going on, and these are the labels from the Traditions of Christmas labels, or traditional labels, I think they're called. It gets so confusing after a while what everything is named. Or they come out with a set that is similar to an old set with a very similar name, like Gathering Together is very similar to an old set. I think it's called Gather Together versus Gathering Together. So this is going to go in the middle of this, and then there is a Merry and Bright circle sticker that you can put in the middle. So this one, I must have a little glue the tip of my thumb. So just like that. So look how easy that card was to put together, and it really just showcases all of that pretty DSP. Now, we've got our white piece. Oh, what should we stamp on our inside? Let's stamp I brought Holly Jolly along, and it has this little flower right here. So we'll do a red poinsettia. And then you can take your Wink of Stella and just color in, and that'll pick up a little bit of the ink. Like that. And Merry and Bright. And we will put Season's Greetings or Merry Christmas. What do I want to do? Season's Greetings. Bring our secret C in. Now remember earlier I said this DSP, so if you don't want the scrapbook kit, you can do all of this with the DSP, and the DSP is back in stock. Unless something has changed between when I saw it come in and I ordered it and now, but I think it's back in stock. So, okay, we'll add that to the inside, and our first card will be done. Now, what I do with these cards when I do this kit, because we do a lot of stuff in this, I do keep these cards a little bit simpler. You know, I don't do a lot of fancy folds or anything like that, but I think the paper kind of says it all. So there's card number 1, and of course, finish up with some beautiful sequins. Let's see, card number 2 will be I'm missing some pieces. Is that the wrong card? We shall see. It is the wrong card. It's like my surprise box here. Oh, and I did not cut my DSP for this card. So we got to do that too. I swear I cut my DSP. Did I stick it in with another card? Da, 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 da. What did I do, guys? As my husband say, why are you asking me? I don't know. Okay. All right, we're gonna do a little bit of cutting. I forget how long these are. Yikes. It's at home on my craft table. You were so right, Mary. Oh, goodness. They probably are. I was tired when I got home from last night's concert, and I stayed up until, I should say, I had Glenn stay up with me too, guys. So we stayed up until midnight. He helped me with a little bit of die cutting, and that poor guy gets roped into so many things he doesn't know what he's doing half the time. And I'm always like, just quick, come help me, just for a little bit. 2 hours later. but he's a good sport. I'm pretty lucky. He's pretty supportive. But he kind of, I will say, he doesn't have much of a choice. Those of you that don't know, my husband is a mechanic. So he has a very expensive hobby. Not only being a mechanic, but he has cars of his own, you know, toys of his own and tools and all sorts of good stuff. So if he complains about mine, then I have to whine about his. And so I think he knows better. Okay, so my strips, if you cut them right in a row, then the pattern stays. So you see, if I put them together, they're the same. But this just leaves a little bit of space between them. You guys enjoying the peace and quiet? If we were at my house, we'd hear my children and all of their shenanigans going on. So I did the two end pieces before doing the middle. That way, my middle one is centered. So my spacing is pretty good that way then. Okay. Our beautiful red ribbon. You're just going to lay this not halfway, a little bit, you know, lower than halfway. You know what else I do, Mary, besides it being on my craft table, is it could very well be sometimes I cut things and then I stick it back in the bag instead of, you know, putting it with my card. And then you're looking for it and you don't know what happened to it. Well, I know what happened to it. I stuck it back in the bag. I'll go home and these three pieces will be sitting on my table though. Alright, so this can now go on the front of your card. And then we've got our little pine here, so he's gonna go on here. And my Stella, it looks like it's pretty dry, so make sure you Stella yours up. Like that. I love a little banner label like this. I don't know why, but I do. Any of my demonstrator friends, check out the new catalog. Perk of being a demonstrator is we get a sneak peek at everything. So we are getting sneak peeks of the new catalog that will go live in January. And there is some pretty awesome stuff in there, guys. And I will say there is a scrapbook workshop in there that I absolutely cannot wait to put together. I'm super excited. So those of you who just recently joined my team, and then anybody else who would like to join my team, you have the opportunity to view that catalog and the new online exclusives that will be coming in January. So I also brought, so this is Holly Jolly, or Jolly Holly. So we used to have a stamp set called Holly Jolly. And I only know that because, or I should say, I only remember that because when I make my Pinterest boards, I see names come up. So anyways, that's where we got that poinsettia from. So I'm pulling in the Merry Christmas from that set. And I should probably pull in Christmas first and stamp my Christmas because that just fits on here. So we're going to stamp that on here. And then we'll put Merry right above it. Okay, pop this up. And then you'll add your sparkly gems. Our inside, I'm going to use that poinsettia again because I really like it. I have enough left in my Wink of Stella to be able to just pull that little bit of color out. And then I think I'm going to put wishing you and yours all the best. Okay, there's card number 2. Card number 3 will be this one. Burnishing our edges. We have a piece of Secret Sea here, 2 pieces of DSP that you'll cut. Okay, so you're going to put small border here, and a small border here, and they kind of butt up to each other. You could cut a little bit less and not have them butt up exactly with each other because you're going to put this in the middle, but that is up to you. If you want to save a little bit of DSP. Okay, so then this needs to be cut. I always grab the wrong side, so this needs to be cut down to match the DSP. Oops. I cut it wrong the first time. obviously I was getting tired and didn't get it all done. Now, we had those 2 strips that we put on the scrapbook page. There's this piece here that's left over that separated the 2 pieces. You're going to take part of that off. And that is going to go on the top of your banner. I shouldn't say your banner, your scalloped trim here. Cut that off. You can place that back there and use it for something else. So I have more of the floral DSP showing. Actually, I should probably, no, that's okay. All right. So when I designed this card, this was not how I envisioned it being like this, but I couldn't find anything. I didn't want to cover up all the scallops, so I did this instead. So you probably should center it a little bit more. I glued it down without thinking. So your DSP should be a little more even, I guess, is what you would say. On there, I did not cut it that way, but it's how it ended up. But now that I put it like this, you guys understand what I'm saying? Sometimes I am talking to myself. And it makes sense to me, but it may not make sense to you. So I've got that Season's Greetings. Now, I feel sometimes when I stamp with this stamp, and there is also Sending Love and Joy to You, that's what I find that this banner has maybe a right way and a wrong way. I feel like I didn't have it the right way because of the way my sentiment was going. But when you're putting it on without a sentiment, it really doesn't matter. But I do feel like the stamps line up one way better than the other. But really, to your naked eye, it really looks exactly the same. Not sure what the difference is, but I found that. So I did this set for the Creative Escape that Christine hosted, and I found that, I guess, was happening when I was designing stuff with it. Okay, so this one you are going to cut in half. And I just want a little bit of this showing, so we're just peeking it through like that. I love to do this with labels. And then that will go like that. Finish up with your gems on the front. This can go on our card base. And once again, we'll bring in that poinsettia. Okay, and then Bright and Happy Christmas Wishes are what we're going to do on the inside of this one. Well, I did not put down the block very straight, that's for sure. But at least I stamped it straight. This goes on the inside like that. So that is card number 3. And what do we have next? This one is next. This one uses the embossing folder that goes with this set. It's actually a wreath. And I Wink of Stella'd up the area to help that wreath texture pop through. So these two get layers. So you've got your piece of DSP, and then that's going to go over the top. Nice thing about using these scrapbook kits with all of you is you all have the DSP, so I can use a large piece of DSP on some of these cards, where when you're cutting for a class, sometimes you try to make sure you can get the most out of your DSP, so you don't always use a large piece like this. Okay. Now, we'll add some ribbon to the back of our label. And I'm going to cheat. Instead of going back and forth and back and forth, I'm just going to do this. I'm actually going to do what I did on that one page so that I can have the shiny side. So I take, oops, now I gotta put the shiny side out. Here we go. And then kind of twisted it around so that I have shiny on both sides. piece of tear tape I didn't make long enough. Put another piece on. Make sure it holds it down good. On both sides. There we go. All right. Pop this up. And then the rest of it is from the sticker sheet. So we have this floral piece here, and we have Deck the Halls. Fa la 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 la. Mary, are you cleaning like a good girl? I don't know if Mary's still on or not, but I'm gonna hold her to task now. Okay, so I've got my greenery, or the pine greenery going up, my pool party going off to the right, and then I will add Deck the Halls, like that. And then you finish up with your gems, Wink of Stella, because I think that makes a huge difference on this card. I'm gonna go with my poinsettia is like calling my name. Wait, Mary, you said you're crafting? You're supposed to be cleaning. You said you were cleaning. You're gonna be cleaning this weekend. It's Friday. The weekend has started. If you're crafting, you're making a mess. What are you working on, Miss Mary? Deck the Halls, and I think I will stamp. Oh, look at all of these dimensionals, you guys. Bright and Happy Christmas Wishes. And Secret Seat. Okay, one more card. You guys have been hanging in with me for the last 2.5 hours. So we're on our final card. There we go. And then our final card, I thought it kind of would look like a present. So this one's gonna be very simple too, but like I said, we're really kind of just trying to show off all of this beautiful DSP. And of course, that pretty ribbon. Okay, so now your ribbon, you're gonna take 2 strips, Decide which way your flowers are gonna go. So one going that way, and then we're gonna have one go across the top. So there we go. We made a slight, like a T almost. So now this is ready to go on your card base. Mary says, working on an idea for Leapers Retreat. Oh, so did inspiration hit you and you got distracted from cleaning? Was that how that worked, Mary? That's crazy. You're thinking about Leapers. That's not till, you know, beginning of March. Is that when it is? Is it beginning of March, Mary? Okay. So now we've got that. We're going to bring in Joy from Jolly Holly. And we have our label. Oh, you can't move around and watch me. I read that wrong. You can listen to me. Nice, pretty Joy. And then we've got to make a bow. I can't believe I have not used this roll up yet. I've used this red an awful lot, and I have not used it up. It's gone pretty far, and it's made a lot of projects. Okay. You are a sight person, okay. Okay, so make sure your tails are going to be the same color. There we go. That is going to go right there. And I find because this is a thicker ribbon, or I should say it's a thicker bow, I use several glue dots to adhere it. So that will go right there. And I'm just going to pop up the end of my Joy, and we'll glue down hello from the Netherlands. I don't want to mispronounce it, but is it Aniek? Oh my goodness, watching all the way from the Netherlands. How cool is that, guys? So, okay. I'm going to put this on not straight. You could put it on straight if you want, or I'll put it on straight. I'll show you. You guys can decide. Well, then I should pop it up. Okay, I'll let you guys decide what you want to do. Two ways you could make this card. You can put your label on like crooked, as thinking of it as being a tag hanging from the present, because we have a present here, so you can tilt it slightly and have it dangling kind of off your gift, or you can put it on straight. Completely up to you, but you have two options there. Okay, so we did lots of cool stuff today. We've got our 6 scrapbook pages done, 5 cards, all in a matter of just over 2.5 hours, plus some chit-chatting in the beginning. Don't forget to check out the replay for those of you who joined late. I had lots of announcements, lots of class information that is happening over the next month with the holidays here. So here's card number 1, card number 2, card number 3, number 4, and number 5. So 5 cards, 6 layouts, lots of great stuff. So, like I said, I still have room for the card buffet on this Sunday. We'll be in person here at the Hive at 11 o'clock. So if anyone wants to join me in person on Sunday, let me know by tomorrow. In-person card buffet, you can find the cards on my Facebook page. Make sure you're following me there. For the in-person version, you get to pick and choose how many cards you want to make. So you can make 3 cards, you can make 6 cards, you can make 7 cards, 8 cards, however many cards you want to make, and you get to pick if you want 1 card of this one, 2 cards of that one. So that is this Sunday here in the Hive at 11. I'll also be doing this class in person at 9 o'clock. So we got lots happening in the Hive. And I will be back on Monday. We have in-person and online morning create, and Wednesday will be the card buffet. And then what else do I have coming up yet this month? Oh, I'm doing 2 samplers. They're not designed yet, but we're doing 2 samplers. One is going to be a Christmas themed sampler, and another one is going to be kind of a winter sampler using more snowflakes and things like that. So that class is on the 29th in person, but I believe my online version of it will be on the 26th. So that is my one class that I gotta create for November. And December 1st, I have in-person bingo. So those of you who like to win some prizes and play a game or 2 of bingo and do some card making, I have that in person in the Hive, December 1st, and then Monday, Tuesday. So Wednesday must be the 3rd. That would be technique. And we're going to use, we have 2 snowflake sets. One is Snowflake Kisses and one is Snowy Delight. And they have masks with them, and so we're gonna get those masks out, and I'll show you guys how to use those masks because they're so much fun. So hello Sarah, welcome. So check out the beginning of the video to see what I have all coming up. I have lots coming up, so that kind of ends my what I have before Christmas coming up, and then after the holidays, so that week after Christmas, we'll kind of finish up the month with the workshop class. Next month is going to be the Enjoy. I can't think of the name of it, but it uses the Peaceful Garden DSP. So that is the scrapbook workshop for next month, so December. So that's, like I said, that's after Christmas. And I have another class I'm doing, and we'll have morning create, all kind of right after the holidays. Also, don't forget, I'm going to throw this in there one more time because I really am, trying to promote this is my creative surprise box. I'm super excited. It's kind of on the lines of a mystery box. The total, the cost is $89 plus shipping, but what you get is 10 projects, so some cards, some 3D items. There's also quite a bit of goodies in there. You're gonna get a full pack of the Peaceful Garden, the glimmer paper, a pack of Sea Secret ribbon, a pack of rhinestones, all sun alone, some dark die cuts, cardstock. There'll be a tutorial, and we'll do a video sometime in December. But this payment, I shouldn't say payment is due. RSVP for this by Monday. We have to work out, Christine and I are going to work out some of the shipping details, but this features a snowflake theme. So, like I said, I kind of went through all of this in the beginning of my video, so you guys can go back and check that out. But that RSVP date is right around the corner, so let me know if you're interested. Otherwise, I appreciate all of you being here with me. I know it's a long sit with all of this, but we get through 6 pages and 5 cards, so lots happening. So thank you. I hope you all have a wonderful weekend, and I will see you guys back early Monday morning at 9 a.m. Central Time. So have a great weekend. Thanks, everyone.